adding vulgar fractions. So, if you are going to add or subtract a fraction, you have got to have the same number on the bottom. Okay? So, you're looking for something that 3 goes into, something that 2 goes into. Anybody? 6. They both go into 6. What have you multiplied 3 by to get to 6? 2. So you do the same on the top. 1 times 2 is 2. What have you multiplied 2 by to get to 6? Do the same to the number on the top. You've got 3. 2 sixths plus 3 sixths equals 5 sixths. Okay? Let's try a harder one. 3 quarters plus 5 sevenths. So, if you're going to add or subtract fractions, you need a common denominator. What number will 4 and 7 both go into? 28. What have you multiplied 4 by to get to 28? 7. So do the same to the number on the top. Got 21. What do you multiply 7 by to get to 28?
4.
Do the same to the number on the top. You've got 20. 21 plus 20, you've got 41 out of 28. So you've got a top-heavy fraction. So you can change that to a mixed number. How many 28s go into 41?
1.
How many's left over?
19.
13. From 28 to 30 is 2. From 30 to 41 is 11. So 13 out of 28. And then just have a check if you can cancel that down. You can't cancel that one down. So that's it. That is how to add vulgar fractions. Okay? Happy so far?
What does vulgar mean?
It means a fraction where the number on the top is smaller than the number on the bottom. Okay? So you have a vulgar fraction. You have a top-heavy fraction, which would be something like 7 over 3. Or you have a mixed number, something like 2 and a fifth. Whole number and a fraction. Okay? Right, let's have a look then at 7/8 take away 1/3. Okay, so 7/8 take away 1/3. You could do a copying these into your book while I'm doing them with you, so you've got them to look back on. Okay, subtracting fractions, it's exactly the same process as adding a fraction. You need to have a common denominator. So, what do 8 and 3 both go into? 24. To go from 8 to 24, you've multiplied by, same to the top, gives you 21. 3 to 24, you've, same to the top, gives you
8.
So, denominator stays the same. 21, take away 8, gives you
13.
Okay, so we are 13 over 24. Are we happy with those adding and subtracting so far?
Yeah.
Okay, right, let's have a look with mixed numbers then. So, if I'm going to add 2 and 3 fifths plus 3 and a quarter. I'm going to start off by adding the 2 whole numbers. 2 plus the 3 makes 5. I've then got 3 fifths plus 1/4. I need to have a common denominator to be able to add the 2 fractions. So 5 and 4 go into.
20.
What have I multiplied 5 by to get to 20?
4.
Same to the top gives me 12. What have I multiplied 4 by to get to 20? 5. Same to the top gives me 5. So I've now got 5 and 17 over 20. If you end up, when you're at this point, with an improper fraction, then you just need to convert it to a mixed number and add the whole part of the number onto 5.
Where did the 3 go?
Okay, to go from 5 to 20, I multiplied by 4. So I did the same to the 3, and 3 times 4 made 12.
Right,
You okay with that?
yeah.
Do you want another one of these then?
Can you keep that one on the board so I'll copy it?
go to a subtract?
Miss, can you type it in the
On the sheets? Yeah.
pronunciation?
No. Okay. Are we ready? Are we ready for subtract? Callum?
I'll miss my voice in the video.
Well, it is, but you knew I was recording, so
Miss, can you edit everything I say out?
no.
Thank you.
Okay, 5 and a third. Take away 2 and 3 fifths. Okay? This is tricky, so you need to pay attention now. 5 take away 2 is
3.
and I've now got 1/3 take away 3 fifths. Okay? So to take away, I need a common denominator. 15. What have I multiplied 3 by to get to 15?
5.
Do the same for the top and you've got 5. What do you multiply 5 by to get to 15? Do the same to the top and you get 9. Now, the problem that you have got here is that 5 take away 9 would take you into a negative number and you can't do that.
So do you make the first one a top-heavy fraction?
You do, but you don't need to make it completely. You don't have to take all 3. I'm just going to take 1 from there, so I'm going to cross that 3 out and make it a 2.
Then 20, 50.
And the 1 whole that I've taken is 15 fifteenths. So when I add that to the 5 I've got there, I've got 20 fifteenths. Okay? Are you with me? So I've taken 1 whole, made that 2. The whole I've taken is 15 fifteenths. Added it to the 5 I've got, and I've now got 20 fifteenths. So I've got 2 wholes. 20 take away 9 is 11 fifteenths. Okay? So that is adding and subtracting vulgar fractions and mixed fractions.
No, I'm shouting on the video.
Hopefully not. Okay, so multiplying with fractions. Those people who needed multiplying with fractions. Let's start with 3 fifths times 4 sevenths.
This is a method.
We are not using a scissor method. Okay?
Don't tell me how I've done that.
Well, that's not how you do this. When you multiply with fractions, this is the rule. You multiply the numbers on the top. 3 times 4 is 12. You multiply the numbers on the bottom. 5 times 7 is 35.
Is that the answer?
That's the answer.
Is that it?
If there's any cancelling down to do, then do it. Okay?
Is my
Let's.
cancelled out?
There isn't on that one. There's nothing that goes into 12 and into 35. If I had 3 fifths again, multiplied by 9, no, we won't have 9. I'll have 10 over 27.
Why can't you have 9?
Because I didn't want to.
Alright.
Okay? I could say 3 times 10 is 30. 5 times 27 is 135. And then I could then cancel that down. What goes into 30 and into 135?
5.
5. How many 5s go into 30?
Did you say 2?
6. How many 5s go into 135?
27.
Is there anything that goes into 6 and into 27?
3, isn't it?
3 goes into 6 twice, and it goes into 27 9 times. So my answer is 2/9. Now, alternatively, you could have cancelled down before you multiply. By saying, is there anything that goes into either number on the top and into the number on the bottom? So if you see anything on the top, that goes into anything on the bottom?
3 goes into 27.
Okay, so 3 goes into 3 once, and it goes into 27 9 times.
5 goes into 10 too.
Brilliant. 5 goes into 5 once, and it goes into 10 twice. So I now have 1 times 2 is 2, and 1 times 9 is 9. So I get exactly the same answer,
Less to do.
but I think, well, it's less big numbers to try and work with as well. So if you can cancel at the beginning, that's better. It's definitely a good habit to get into, because when you come to algebraic fractions, this will make your life much easier. Okay, so let's now try and multiply with mixed numbers. So we will have 2 and 2/5 multiplied by 3 and 3/4. What? Okay, so to be able to multiply with mixed numbers, you have to turn them into improper fractions first. So we need to turn the first one into fifths and the second one into quarters. Okay, so 2 and 2/5. 2 wholes are how many fifths?
10.
Plus 1 on the top makes,
12.
okay, what you can say is 5 times 2 plus the 2 on the top. Here, you're making them all into quarters. How many quarters in one whole?
4,
So in 3 wholes there are
14,
12,
yeah,
plus the 3 on the top makes
15.
15. So 4 times that 3 plus the 3 on the top.
I just times the numbers like.
Well, you can just times numbers, but before we times them, can you
Cancel
see
them.
any cancelling I can do?
Yeah.
4
5
goes
is
into
15.
12.
4 goes into 4 once, and it goes into 12,
3 times.
and 5 goes into 5
Once.
and goes into 15. So then 3 times 3 is 9. 1 times 1 is 1. And 9 divided by 1 is just 9. Okay, but you might end up with a fraction as well. Okay? Are you happy with multiplying mixed numbers?
I'm very happy.
So, dividing. Okay, dividing fractions. You need to think of my favourite takeaway.
Keep change flip.
Okay? See, Keep. flip, change.
No, we do it
No.
KCF.
KCF. Well, it is. To be, I'm with you. I'm with you there. Keep, change, flip. If that's what you want to say. So keep the first one, 4/7. Change the sign to multiply and invert the fraction. Okay?
Basically, this is a method base.
No. No. You will honestly confuse yourself
It's my favourite.
and possibly other people. So, before I do the multiplying, is there anything I can cancel on the top with anything on the bottom?
1 and 2.
2 into 2 goes once, into
Miss,
4.
why did you do it with the opposite one?
Because normally I'd be given a simplified fraction to start with. Okay? Because if I could do it with the top and the bottom, I haven't got a simplified fraction, have I? They wouldn't tend to give you a fraction that said 5/10 to be able to do that. They'd probably just go straight to.
Why did
the
you go
half.
like opposite?
Because when you multiply, you can multiply it in any order. 4 times 3 is the same as 3 times 4. I'm therefore allowed to cancel anything on the top with anything on the bottom. But there isn't a number that goes into 4 and into 7.
Oh, so if like 4 was like 4,
If that was like 8 underneath,
and yeah, I was going to say
I could cancel that with that.
and with 2 as well.
No.
Would you cancel the
One thing on the top with one thing on the bottom.
But and then if that one, the 4 turns into 2 from going into the 8, can that 2 be like
Yes.
rematch and then be like 1 and 1?
Yes. But each time you cancel, you do it as a pair.
Okay.
Okay? So there's nothing else to cancel. So 2 times 3 is 6. 7 times 1 is 7. So the answer is 6/7. Yeah? So the last one to do is a divide with a mixed number. So 5 1/4 divided by 3 2/3. So what is 5 1/4 as a mixed number?
21.
21 over 4. I'm going to leave that as divide for now while I convert them to improper fractions. What's 3 2/3 as a mixed number? 11 over 3. So keep, flip, change. Keep, change the sign and flip. Now, is there anything on the top that you can cancel with anything on the bottom?
No.
So you have to just go for it now. So 21 times 3 is, I hope not,
I thought you were about 11.
63. And 4 times 11 is 44. How many 44s go into 63?
1.
And what's left over?
17.
17 over 44. That can't be cancelled out. And because 17 is a prime number and 44 is not a multiple of 17, I know I can't cancel that. Okay, are we happy?
Yeah.
Lovely, can turn it off.
Is that a rat, miss?